Industry Insider is only available at PromoCorner, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry. Each Monday, they discuss, dissect, and debate a single issue impacting the world of promotional marketing from every industry perspective. Now, it's time for PromoCorner's Industry Insider.
Welcome to another edition of the Industry Insider, your promotional products podcast where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin. I'm the National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, and I'm joined today by three other lovely folks. But look, this incredible broadcast that you're about to witness is brought to you by our good friends over at PromoShow. Look, it might be only August, but look, now's the perfect time to start looking for ways to show clients how they can show appreciation. So join PromoShow on Tuesday, August 31st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern to attend the Holiday Gift Theme Show. Distributors can register by clicking on the Holiday Gift banner at promoshow.com, and suppliers can reach out to sales at promoshow.com if you need help reserving a booth. There will be education, entertainment, giveaways throughout the day. So be sure to check it out on August 31st between 11 and 3 Eastern. Go to promoshow.com and click on the holiday gift banner to register, and suppliers email sales at promocorner.com. If you're interested in a booth, promoshow.com, the entire industry virtually. And perfect guest for today and for today's topic, we've got Amelia Madl with us today. Amelia, why don't you say hello?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. A second-time guest on the show. So look, it is customary for us to give our special guests a good 3 to 4 minute rundown. But before we do that, why don't we say hi to our other two co-hosts today? Meg Erber, how are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you doing today, Jeff? That's a nice shirt that you're wearing there.
You're asking how I'm doing. I feel so, wow. Thank you. Amazing. I feel great. Look, I've got my badge on. I'm ready for some trade shows, if you know what I'm saying. You know,
looks like Steven is too over there.
Steven's prepared.
I was just reminiscing, and I wanted to make sure if the opportunity presented itself, someone could scan me.
Do you have a chapstick? No.
I have a 2018 Expo East. Actually, the only time I've been to Expo East.
Oh,
so
well,
I can send you that. There's also some more in here I can probably lend.
I remember that show. We had fun at that show.
We did.
Yes.
We
did.
Extracurricular activities happening. All right, fair enough. Well, everybody's ready for some trade shows. So Amelia, before we jump into the topic, why don't you give us your sort of synopsis of who Amelia Madl is and how you got involved in the promotional products industry?
Oh, well, I'll make it quick because it's not that long a story. I am currently the Vice President of Sales at PromoCorner, but I have been in the industry since 2012. Pretty much always as a service provider. I started at Distributor Central, was there for a little over 5 years. Got taken over to are suppliers the dark side or distributors the dark side? I always forget.
Depends on who you're asking.
I went to the other side for a brief stint, and then I got picked up by PromoCorner. So that's it. It's a short story. Almost 10 years. Next year will be 10 years, which it's gone by in a blink of an eye. I can't.
How did you get involved? Like, how did you find out about the industry? Like, how did you get your start?
Careerbuilder.com.
Really?
I have had several lives, kind of like Steven, outside of the industry before, and I was working in a family business. We owned an old movie theater and a restaurant, and I was sick of every family dinner being about business. And I was like, I've got to find something on my own. So I started looking for things that were close to my area, and Distributor Central happens to be about 25 minutes from where I live. And I applied, and then I happened to know Tiffany, who worked there. We knew each other through mutual friends because we both live in Kansas City. And yeah, awesome. Random, completely random.
What would you be doing if you weren't in the industry today? Like, what would you be doing? Like, what if your alternate universe life, what would Amelia be doing?
I don't know. I was not a very good stay-at-home mom. I tried to do it for like a year with each kid, and then I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. So I don't know. I'd either be volunteering a lot at the school or probably just something part-time local to get me out of the house.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you. You're not leaving.
Yeah.
You're stuck here.
Thank you for not kicking me out, anybody.
Yeah, this industry is a black hole. It sucks you in and it never lets go.
Yeah.
It's like Rose in the Titanic. I'll never let go.
I mean, she clearly did.
I know it's a bad example.
Who's Jack in the situation? Who did I kill? Or who did we kill?
Fair enough. Well, hey, she didn't let go of the door. Okay, just be door.
That's who she was talking to. The whole
Be the
time.
door. Don't be Jack.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, geez. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, you did mention a movie theater, and that makes me sad because, on a side note, how I'm doing. There's a really great movie theater actually not too far from our house, and it closed down over COVID, and I don't think it's opening back up. Like the doors boarded up and crap, which is really sad because it was an awesome movie theater. We've got a couple in our area, but this one had like the VIP seats, and the just the setup was great. The location was good. The theaters themselves were actually really nice. So it's super sad to see. So hopefully the family theater and diner is doing well.
We don't own it anymore. We sold it, but it is still open and operating. And it's actually in the Guinness book. It's the oldest operating movie theater in the world. They have pictures that date back to the early 1900s, and it's now a two screener, but it used to be a one screen, and the original stage is still there in the back where they used to like play pianos that went along with the movie. They were in black and
That's
white.
incredible.
It's pretty cool.
We have one of those back home. It was the Lavoie Theater, and my entire childhood, it was all about like reopen it. They finally did after I left, but I've never been there. But they was like they would play all the news, and during the war, that's where you go to like find it all out. That's really cool.
I mean, if you think about it, like this place really could have, and we'll get to the topic in just a second, but this place could have, I mean, during COVID, like honestly, they could have pivoted, okay, and done like the huge inflatable freaking drive-in movie theater type of screen, because they've got a huge parking lot.
I've done that.
And they could have done that for sure. I mean, I think the people were certainly willing to get out in their cars and do something, for goodness sake. I know I would have participated in a couple movies, but anyhow, I digress. Why don't we talk about trade shows and sort of the hybrid situation moving forward, and what PromoCorner has been up to, and Promo Show, and how you guys are working in with regionals and all sorts of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to discuss today.
We're doing a little bit of everything. So am I the only person out of this group that's actually attended an in-person show this year?
Stephen has.
Yeah, I did a show in Nashville.
Okay.
With,
The PPAMS.
No, it was for
Facilities?
Facilis. Yeah.
Okay.
They had an owners meeting thing. It was about 200 or so people. So that was my first experience back.
Didn't you do this podcast like after one of the networking events, like little like
Live from the event, kind of. Yeah.
Little-
It's like
Yeah, I did. Yep. I wait, hang on. No.
yeah, you were still in the
no.
clothes the night before. That's what it was.
5 o'clock somewhere.
What?
Don't give him a hard time. All right.
It was during a meeting. Like I skipped the meeting and went to the lobby.
Hey, look, you may be drinking out of a coffee cup, but it doesn't mean there's coffee in the cup. All right. And look, if Meg and I were at an in-person show at 11:45 in the morning, well, 10:45 for you, because I think you were in Central Time, but
Yeah, it was.
hey, we may or may not have been partaking with you.
I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
All right. So Amelia, what's up? What's this?
Amelia.
Yeah. Well, so in-person shows are back right now. Who knows what the future holds in a month? Everything could be back to virtual again, but it's super nice to be out. And I know you guys are jonesing if you haven't been out to get in person and have a beverage with somebody in person, which was super nice. I was in Chicago, and then I was also just recently out at the SAC show, which is the regional show. And you guys talked about that last week in your podcast. So I was listening. And people were happy to get out there. The attendance for both of those shows was great. I think it was the SAC show. I believe I heard they said it was on par from the last time they had an in-person show, which happened to be in San Diego in 2019. And I think they had around 1,000 pre-registered distributors. I don't know how many actually attended, but they were pretty happy with the numbers. So there is a need, and we all want to get back out there, but there's also situations for hybrid. Meg, did you guys have your SNS in person, or was it
No.
virtual? It was a virtual.
It was virtual. And so actually, before we go into any virtual hybrid, I want to ask a question about the in-person meetings, because this is something that has been coming up a lot. I'm in a couple of board and meeting committees with charity. And so we kind of, if you've heard this before, sorry, apologize, but we, we moving forward have to be more intentional. We can't just go back to the way things are where we pop up our booth, we show our product, and it's the same thing over and over again. I just looked at pictures of SAC last week. I didn't really get to dive into it, but I did not, it looked like a very large regional show. I apologize, but it didn't look like anything, bam, nothing, no experiences, nothing out of the ordinary. Again, I just did a quick graze and I was like,
In fairness, Meg, it is a large regional show.
It is a region.
well, I know. Okay, I used the wrong word.
Oh my God, it looked like what it was.
Well, I've been to SAC. I've been
I know
to
what
that,
you mean.
and it wasn't really a regional show. It was like one of the big ASI shows when I used to go. This was many years ago. So I don't. Maybe now it has digressed, but Charity and I and a bunch of others are on a committee for another trade show, and we are making it all about the experience. So I'm really interested to see because I missed it. I missed both SAC and ASI Chicago, but was there anything that really stood out and you're like, this is what we need? This is what the industry needs? Or does it like, man, this is 2019?
It was just like the old days. It was, everything was pretty much the same. They had a stage set up at SAC, but I was not there both days. The second day was an end user show. So I flew out at the end of the first day, so I didn't see the second day. There were some large distributors and buying groups that had like meetings off to the side there. But in general, just to walk it, it was a traditional trade show. The only difference was there was a bunch of hand sanitizer stations and about 35% of the people had masks on. The rest was just kind of like a normal experience.
So the selling point in my eyes, which I think is enough, even with all that being said, is the people, because you got to see everybody that you haven't seen like in a year and a half. And I think that was the biggest feedback thing that we heard from ASI Chicago is like, we got to see our friends and family. I call everyone family anymore, but the friends and family that we haven't seen in 18 months, and everyone got to laugh and hug and cry and just have a drink together. And that was really nice. And I'm sure that's what a lot of us are missing out on.
I'm really I like what you were telling me about what you guys are doing with Expo East, and I don't know if you're able to divulge any of that information or not, but I know what sort of you were sort of mentioning was incredible. Like, I think it's really good, warranted changes. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take this away from Amelia at all, but we are working on making it an experience. You know, we have a new venue. I'm actually going down to do a venue walkthrough today actually. So that's really cool. And so new venue, it's going to be more inclusive. So like, instead of being everyone at the convention center and then they're staying at the Trop or the Borgata or Harrah's or wherever, we're having it like all at Harrah's, which I think is really cool. But we're going to have Michael Riesbaum on in a couple of weeks to talk about it, and so we'll leave that for that. But yeah, just if you're planning a trade show, guys, we don't want to go back to being the same old. Like, you really want to be intentional. Think about experiencing, think about what's going to be different. So that, and hybrid is going to come into it 110% right now for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Let's segue into that, Amelia, because you said that you were sort of getting into the hybrid situation. So what do you foresee being hybrid, and how do you embrace hybrid more than what we already have? Because I think there's a big difference between being able to attend a virtual trade show and actually doing something quote unquote hybrid.
There are some events coming up where they will do an in-person show, and then a week or a month later, they're going to do a virtual show. So that is one way. But talking about being intentional, time is very important to people right now, and money is very tight for a lot of people. So the days of traveling all the way across the country for a 4-hour show just is not effective and efficient. So with the hybrid, the nice thing is, people that are not right there, it's not in their backyard, they could still attend, especially the distributors that want to see things that they can't get there for multiple reasons. They can still see that. One of the hybrid things that we're doing and we're testing now is we've actually partnered with NEPA, the Northeastern Promotional Products Association, and they're getting ready to have their show. And so as an add-on, PromoCorner is going to be there, and suppliers can do an add-on of a 1-minute spotlight. So we will go and interview them. And what's the number one question you get when someone comes into your booth, Meg?
What's new?
What's new? So instead of answering that question 500 times, you could be more intentional about your messaging, and it will go live on NEPA's Facebook page, on PromoCorner's Facebook page, and I think on the Promo Show Facebook page. And then the folks that can't attend can be there and watch those, and they'll live on the internet as well. So they can send it later and at least get some of that out there so you can see what's new, or
No, I think
kind of
that's great.
feel like you're there.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea. And we'll probably have to talk later on and add this to Promotions East as well. I think that's a really good value add to have, because there are still going to be people who can't or don't want to come, but they still don't want to lose out on all the education, lose out on all the, what's the new product, and they otherwise would, because even in some type of virtual platforms that still gets lost, right? Because it's like, where do I go? How am I going to see this? We're still asking what's new. So even having something, a segment of, or a spot to go where you can just see what's new, is an incredible resource for the distributors of our industry.
Yeah. I think kind of like Charity walked around when in Chicago, because I bumped into her when she was live with you guys randomly. I was like, what's happening? But like, she was able to walk everybody around and let them have the experience, but this will be more specific so the suppliers can like share their message. HPG did a really good job when they were in Chicago. They did a live event that they had been promoting, and they went down through all their lines and kind of did a quick segue so people could see if they couldn't go there. But I think that's something that suppliers can incorporate into their booth. I mean, they can go live on their own. I don't know if there's rules about doing that with some of the shows, but
No,
the technology is out there.
Yeah.
You can actually get Wi-Fi connection.
Yes, it's the Wi-Fi. The technology is there. I mean, everybody has a tablet. You could put a tablet where people could pop in a Zoom link or a promo show or something, and they could be, you could have a person dedicated to that kind of like AI person. So there's a lot of things that could be done. It's just thinking outside of the box, and people, being deliberate, like you mentioned, and coming up with different ways to deliver the message without standing and walking, booth to booth to booth. And
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think the thing that we did with Charity was probably one of the most quote unquote hybrid situations that anybody's really done to this point. And I think to me, that's sort of what the hybrid scenario is. You're still doing the live in-person stuff, but while you're there, you're also doing something to help or to incorporate and bring in people that aren't able to physically be there. So whether that's dedicating an extra person in your booth to solely doing the virtual format for those folks, or if it's, sort of doing, managing both. I'm not sure what the logistics of that looks like, but I think that's the best way to move forward as far as a hybrid situation goes, because there's a lot of good that came out of direct to you and the virtual events that we've done. Like it incorporates a lot of folks that wouldn't necessarily be able to have exposure to any of that stuff, but all of us that are used to doing the in-person things understands that falls short of what our expectations are. So I think you need both.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think having even having like you said, the promo show there, partnering up with someone like the promo show, when you're having a hybrid event, you guys already have that technology built out. You add, and suppliers, if you're going to an in-person event and there is a hybrid component, you're only hurting yourself by not taking advantage of that, because you're not getting your the full worth. You're really not. You need to be able to reach everybody, be intentional. You're going to be that dinosaur if you're just sitting in that booth with the same pop-up from 2019. This is, dedicate that extra person.
So Amelia, Brendan had mentioned that you guys have done, I guess, some shows in coordination with some of the regionals. I think, was it NEPA or somebody that he mentioned?
Yeah.
What exactly was that partnership about, and how did that go down?
Yeah, so with the promo show that we've been doing our own theme shows, we've actually been able to partner with other buying groups and regionals and hosted their events when they couldn't go in person. So we've done 2 for NEPA. They've been really good in like letting us kind of help navigate with them. So we did their set regional, and then several months later, we actually did an end user show for them. So it was both distributors walking and then distributors inviting their clients, and they were able to kind of gauge where their clients were and interact with both the supplier and the client. One of the things that NEPA did for the client show was they did like a really nice kitting, like a gift box. And that's something that we're doing for our holiday gift show at the end of this month. But if you're doing a smaller show and you can do those, that's a nice experience too, for the people to get excited about it or open something up or have it. And there have been several groups that have done that. I worked with the buying group, and the sales reps were able to buy the kits or the boxes and send those to their end user clients before the event. So they had some products to actually hold in their hand when they were going around and talking to the vendors.
That's awesome. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
How do suppliers get into that box? Like, I mean, what do you guys do? Do you guys reach out to them? Is that just something that
For ours?
Yeah.
Yeah, for ours, I can't talk about what Carol did with NEPA, but for ours, yeah, we reached out to the suppliers that had already committed to being part of it. And we just had them do a co-brand. So pull up your products here.
Yeah,
I
no,
know
that's
Jeff
awesome.
loves his Tervis,
Hey,
as do I. So if you
I
can
do love
see.
it.
Who doesn't have a Tervis?
Meg.
Joel?
Meg Erber, on the other hand, I don't know how she feels about our wonderful sponsor.
I will get you in touch with Joel and Michael.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, so we just reached out to them and asked them if they wanted to send some products. They did some home branding. Lincoln Line did these little,
Oh, what is
Oh.
that?
something that I will use very often.
That's nice. And
Yeah.
that's really nice. Like these are the things that should be in
Yeah.
the box. I think while you're showing that, I just want to tell you a quick story. At Christmas time, I did like a regional thing, and I got a box, and I was so excited. And then I got it, and then everything that was in there nothing was branded. It was like, oh, here's from our sample kit, and I was like, this sucks. So I won't call out the regional, but it was disappointing. That's nice.
Yeah, we had 7 suppliers, and one of them is the supplier that did the box for us, Keepsake. And so we had all the products in here co-branded, and then we also put a QR code on the box and on a little card. So when they get it, if they're still not familiar, they can just scan it, and it takes them to a page where they can find the product information for each of those.
Awesome.
So there was a snack in here, but I ate it this weekend. I had a 6-hour car drive, so I stole it and ate it.
I cannot blame you for that.
Yeah.
Cannot.
So thank you, Maple Bridge. That saved my life when I couldn't stop to eat.
We were all drooling over her booth. So yes, highly recommend that Maple Ridge. I'm just offering this as a suggestion that you reach out to them, or they put something in a box, 110%. Like they're just delicious. We were all drooling when Charity walked over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't help that we broadcast at lunchtime.
Yeah.
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 I was also drilling when I saw pens. So
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Meg, I thought you were doing chapstick, right? Like
Well, I
you were
was.
doing chapstick. So
Did you guys know that pens were the #1 ESP search in July?
Whoa.
I read that on one of the things that when we were like scrambling for stuff last week.
yeah, but you know who the winner of the ASI promo madness was, right?
But
No buts. No buts.
but what was the most
was
popular
hidden.
product in the impressions?
Harold?
Headwear actually beat t-shirts in that tournament.
Yeah, well, that was last year or in March.
That was this year, son.
I don't even know what day it is, let alone a year. Oh,
Hey,
well.
so question, how long will it be
Yeah.
before as a distributor, I can just pay like $30-$40 and rent a tablet with a Segway on it and just drive it around one of the trade shows? Like
Well, they're banning those like little carts and stuff. So I don't know if a
Are
Segway is
they?
probably the
Yes.
smartest thing to like run through the aisles. At SAC, they had given out instructions that talked about safety protocol, PPE, but there was notification that they did not want anybody bringing those, cases through the aisles. and
I was
carrying
just
stuff.
thinking that would be
could-
my way to virtually go. And
I could just
sit
see
there.
all the drones flying around,
Yeah, drones
running
or
into each other, and then falling on the people.
Yeah, Meg's loaded up.
Meg, you
She's
get all
got
your
her
samples for your friends.
Yeah. And my kids and their friends too.
Yeah.
Load up before Halloween. You got
Yeah.
yourself some trick-or-treat items.
Oh, man. All fun.
The other thing, Meg, I know you're big into sustainability. And the other thing that I've noticed has been a big help for the virtual is that all of the content that is seen is all online. So there's no catalogs being printed. They're seen virtually. They can be downloaded as PDFs. I had some stats pulled, and when we started this, it's been over about a year that we've been doing it. We had over 1 million page views on Promo Show and over 26,000 users that were generated over the past year to join Promo Show.
That's amazing. That's
Yep.
really amazing. Yeah, I like how you incorporated that QR code. And they went out of style for a little bit, but I have seen them so much over the last 2 years.
Back, yeah.
I feel like they are so, it's
A
like
lot of restaurants.
perfect.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of places where I go. They're like, scan the QR code on the way
That's
in
For
the
your
door.
menu, for a
Yeah.
game. Yeah. Your kids are bored, scan the QR code. It'll pop a game up on their tablets or whatever. Yeah, no, t-shirts. I love it. I love it. Get rid of all those catalogs.
So
It's way easier too for an updating standpoint. You don't have to reprint something and worrying about, oh, that's changed. Just code it in the back and it's always current.
You miss an S on something,
Yeah.
An S, God, on some stock R, you never know.
yeah, if you're missing an
Very
S and S and S, you kind of
That would be really bad. That would be really bad. Sometimes things are classified and you just miss an S, some stock art. Anyway, you can change it. You can change it if it's not permanently
Yeah.
tattooed somewhere, And you're also saving the money on the shipping too. Like catalogs are heavy. Like I just put like 4 small catalogs in that bag, and that like weighed me down. And it's expensive to ship. So I think having that QR code, having those, we are sending out a package, right? But there's ways to do it sustainability. There's sustainable options out there. There's companies like Chameleon who have boxes that are made out of eco-friendly materials. And then you get into the printing, they've got the algae-based inks. Depending on what your message is, you have the opportunity to get it out there with a sustainable, by sustainable means. So don't think it's out of the ordinary or impossible to do that.
Yeah. Our boxes we shipped, we just put the label right on top. So the box was
Perfect.
designed to not be you don't put a box in a box, that kind of stuff.
Right, and-
So we designed the box, shipping label, and I saved this stuff. These are great for storage when you're putting
Really
your kids' projects in it, or you're trying to put some winter hats or something that you don't want. They fold great and store in the closet. So
Yeah, for sure.
fair enough. You guys have any other questions for Amelia? Or Amelia, do you have anything else to sort of bring to the table as far as the hybrid situation, or in person, or just shows in general moving forward?
yeah, well, if anybody like Meg that's on a board that wants to talk about hybrid opportunities, we love to kind of brainstorm with people and see how we can help or what we can do. So we probably have it created, but if we don't, we have really good programmers that can whip something up. And we are still doing promo show for next year. We have 4 scheduled, and we'll kind of see how that goes. But, we just don't know. I don't have a magic 8 ball and I'm not psychic. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes. But
you could have almost done this show coming up next week like a month ago, considering the logistics and everything. I mean, people will have to place orders like immediately in order to get stuff by holiday. So I think it's good timing for sure. But people,
Yeah.
sending the flyer out, reminding distributors to register. I had a distributor from a large buying group. She's like, oh my God, we want to do this for our end users. So we're working on putting something together for them, utilizing our technology, where they will have suppliers come in and speak for 10 or 15 minutes. But instead of walking around the virtual show floor, it will be online presentations, just boom, boom, boom. So it's intentional. They get the information. They're not scared. Like, what do I do when I go in a booth? Do I interact? Do I not? So yeah, people are needing to, you guys can attest, but people need to put their orders in probably sooner rather than later if they want anything before Christmas.
yes. Things change so much and so quickly. And when you're dealing with something in timetables that are out that far, and something changes, like there's so much that could change between now and 3 months from now. You know what I mean? So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get into rapid fire then. Meg, why don't you go first?
All right. Okay. So what was your childhood nickname that your parents gave you?
Jeffrey.
You didn't have like a nickname like Poopy Pants or like Jeffy Boo or
No.
or Jeffy Big Head or
The hell, Meg? No. The only nickname that I can really remember, my first grade school bus driver actually gave to me. She called me Jeffro.
Jeffro. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
My parents called me by my name as well. So,
God, go figure. Like, I gave this child a name, and I'm gonna call it by its name.
Okay, so did you guys not have nicknames growing up by like anybody?
No.
I did in high school.
I did in high school, but it wasn't given by my parents.
Okay, well, what was it in high school then?
For me, my friends just abbreviated and they called me M, just
Okay,
like
that's
the letter
cute.
M, and that was easier. And then nobody misspelled my name, so that was
Or pronounced it wrong.
or pronounced it wrong. My
My
maiden name was even harder than my married last name. So
What would they
My
call you,
nickname-
Steven?
McNugget.
Nugget, that's funny.
I had it on
I'm glad
my
that your parents didn't give that nickname to you.
yeah. It ended up being like on my football cleats and on like There's a lot that went into this. It was a thing in high school. Apparently.
That's cool. Meg?
I was Maggie Boo Boo.
Boo boo.
Maggie Boo Boo. Even in I think when I was in soccer at some year, it was on my jacket or something.
So what are your kids' nicknames?
Addie is like
I'll just hold on. I'll just piggyback off your question and I'll go next. What's your kid's nickname?
all right, yeah. Well, Addie is like Addie Deathwish Rose, and then Kaylee was always Kaylee Roo, and then Court was Court Bug. Yeah, we all had
Cool.
nicknames. Dogs
Steve, do
do
you have
too.
nicknames for your children?
Yeah. So Roro I call Ruru a lot, and Corbel I call CB or Coco. Those are
Yeah,
kind of the two.
We love our children way more than our parents loved us.
Yeah. My kids, the oldest, we usually just call Kay, or Khaleesi is her name. And my parents named her Kisi Bug, like that's their little nickname for her. And then our youngest, Ayana, we call her Yanni.
Yanni.
time.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. What
yeah.
about you, Amelia?
I have an Adeline, and we've always just called her Addie, but there are a lot of Addies out there. So she
Yeah.
strictly don't call her that anymore. It's strictly Adeline for school purposes
Adeline.
and friends.
Yeah.
And then my son's name is Maddox, and he's a little bit of a wild man. So we call him Mad Max sometimes, which he
Yeah.
hates. But
That's cool.
My
right.
Adeline sometimes tells me her name is Adeline, and then she'll tell me it's Jim. So we're just, I don't know.
All right, Stephen, what is your rapid fire question?
It was going to be trade show related, but what is your favorite item of trade that you've received at a trade show?
Ooh.
We don't get many as suppliers, just when you check in, you know. But
But
the water
Don't you guys have been to a trade show?
I mean, yeah, but back then it was just like, yeah, pens.
No. I'm waiving this, but this is not it. Now, one of my actually, I guess it was 2 years ago now. The Promo AF bag that that they gave out was incredible. But normally, before that, I would have said the PromoCorner. What were they? The bar openers.
Bar blades.
Bar
Oh,
blade. There you go. That's it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, it's always good to get a t-shirt. I think when I was a distributor, I got an American Apparel t-shirt, and I think I wore that thing into the ground. I was like, this is the softest thing I've ever had. It was a little too short and a little too tight, but I still
Make it work. Make it work.
it's a crop top.
How about you, Amelia? What is your favorite?
I
Favorite?
don't know if I have a favorite. I'm really big into my drinkware. My
Yeah.
kids always are like, don't bring home anymore. And I'm like, but it's so good.
Yeah.
But my whole house, I mean, I do a segment called the Model's Closet. I have a whole closet of apparel and bags and charging banks. Like I live promo. Whenever anybody needs something, I'm like, what do you need? I got a stash of a little bit of everything here. So
I still need to get you a couple hats. For that.
yeah, you've been saying that for a year, Jeff.
Oh, so I'm not the only one.
Well, I mean, technically, it's yeah. We won't go into that. We'll save time.
I have my apparel shirt on right now.
There you go.
Oh, that's snazzy.
Like it.
What is that? A next level or a Bella Canvas or something else?
I don't know. I'd have to check my tag here.
Careful. Let's see.
I can't tell, but it looks like a
That
Bella
looks
tag.
like Bella.
Looks like Bella Canvas
That's
Yeah.
Bella.
or alternative, but
I'm a fan, big
Deal.
fan of the Bella canvas. It's nice.
I have
Very
that one.
cool.
It's 2 different colors.
All right, Amelia Madl, what is your rapid fire question?
Mine for kids. So you all have kids. I don't know if they're all school age. So are you happy or sad if your kids are going back to school. I guess, are your kids going back to school in person?
My oldest is 4, so she'll be going next year. And I am happy that, actually, I guess we don't really know what the next 12 months holds for us, but happy that she will actually be going to a school as opposed to having to go through kindergarten and the crap that we just went through.
I think Jeff will be a crier on the first day of kindergarten. Should we put some money on it when he drops his daughter off for the
It's
first time?
definitely possible.
Yeah.
I could also just like take off that day and get absolutely wasted as well. I don't know. It'll be one or the other.
They used to have Kleenexes in a room for first time when the moms would bring their kids to kindergarten. They'd have a room because the moms would cry. And I was like, I'm ready to party.
I'll probably
not
drink
sad,
the way
I'm
Meg
outie.
did for St. Patrick's Day this year.
What's that?
Said I'll probably drink the way Meg did for St. Patrick's Day this year.
Oh yeah, like a fake drinker.
No, just never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so our oldest was going back to school already. I think last year they brought them back for the second part of the year. And they were just towards the end when they were doing was it in person, and then like they'd have one virtual day, and then they
A hybrid school day. Yeah.
Yes, the day was one or the other. It was, the year was rotated, but so yeah, I mean, I don't have much different emotion about it. I want them to go back. So
Yeah.
Yep.
When when the kids were a little bit younger, I remember I would like always try to post a funny picture when they were leaving, like them going up to the bus and then me like jumping up and kicking my heels together. But then I realized how quickly that went. So I'm driving my baby to school next Thursday in North Carolina. So she'll be a freshman down at SAU in North Carolina, and it's gonna be tough. I'm definitely gonna cry. I've been crying nonstop actually. So I'm okay. But yeah, actually it's we're recording this, so it'll be tomorrow when I take her down. Yeah.
Well, when this will
The
have
26th.
dropped, my kids will have been back in school for a week, both of them. Last year I had one at school and one at home. So I haven't been kid-free for a year and a half. So I was very happy, and it's oddly quiet in my house now to work and not have like a million disruptions. My biggest thing is the dogs coming in and wanting out, but it's nice. But now I don't have my child labor. Like I'm like, laundry's not done, the dishes aren't done. Like who's gonna do all my chores in the day if they're at school?
That's funny.
Nice.
All right. Well, this podcast is brought to you today by our good friends over at the Promo Show, also known as PromoCorner. But look, it may only be August, but as I alluded to earlier, you may want to go ahead and start thinking about ways to show your clients appreciation. So make sure that you join Promo Show on Tuesday, August 31st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern to attend the holiday gift themed show. Distributors can register by clicking on the holiday gifts banner at promoshow.com, and suppliers can reach out to sales@promoshow.com if they need help reserving a booth. There's going to be education, entertainment, giveaways throughout the day, so be sure to check it out on August 31st between 11 and 3 Eastern. Go to promoshow.com and click on the holiday gift banner to register. Suppliers email sales@promocorner.com. If you're interested in a booth, promoshow.com, the entire industry virtually. Guys, thank you so much. Amelia, thanks for being on and discussing the topic. I know it's one of great interest, and looking forward to seeing how things unfold over the next couple of months.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Promo Corner's Industry Insider. For more great content from industry thought leaders, including podcasts, blogs, and videos, visit promocorner.com.